Hello, hi and welcome to Box. This is my very first model for Blender, so upload to the Blender site. The download is actually going to be under the video as well if you want to download it directly from the cloud, from a different cloud. So it's up to you, but it is available. If you go into Blender, type in table, you will see this table in there. So let's have a look. It's free of charge. You can have it. If for some reason you can't find it on Blender because it's been rejected or anything like that, you can just come back to the YouTube channel, click on the link under the video and download it directly from the cloud that I'm using, which you will be able to get the model free of charge. You can do with it whatever you want. All the models that are used are basically all set to Blender square size. There's basically a default. I'm going to show you what I mean. If you watch my videos and you will see what I'm talking about. If I go here, go add a plane. You see the big yellow square? I'll click here. If I move the square, that's a Blender plane. I build everything off the Blender plane. So if I'm making a house, a car, a tree, whatever, everything fits in a Blender square. So if you are using my models and you got like a little, you got 4 squares spare and you need something to go inside that space, look at my model. Look at my list. Eventually, I'm gonna have all sorts of things there. I'll have characters, houses, cars, you name it. It's gonna be there. They're all they'll all be pretty good quality and they're all fair charge. Just download them and use them. So as I said, as a UC, you can do whatever you want to do with them. You can render them, you can sell them, you can put them in your game. You can. There's no copyright on them. Just take them. Just do what you want with them. So anyway, so I'm going to right click here. I'm going to delete that. Okay, so we can go to the model. We can go into wireframe, so we can look at it. You're thinking, well, the wireframe is pretty low. The model itself is pretty low. So if I go into normal mode, I'm going to click the file. I want to show you something. So if I open it in Windows, this is opening Windows 3D Viewer, which is pretty good too. So this is the same table. I'm only opening here because I want to show you the actual wireframe for it. Sorry, the actual UV map. So if you're looking at it, if you know about modeling, you will know that these dark parts that are here, like here and there and there and there. If you look under here, look, see it's the right color. These ones are back to front. I've already fixed the problem, so everything looks normal. So now this is on top of here, not underneath there. But obviously, this model, this was the one that I made originally, so I had to go back in and fix it so it's properly. I'm going to show you in here so you can kind of see what it looks like. The reason why I brought it in here for is because if you use the lights in here, as you can see, if it's in the game world and the day cycle happens, because obviously you're going to have a day cycle in the game world, you can see how the shadows actually affect the actual item. So I think it's really cool how it works. So I think okay, as I said, I'm going to show you basically, and I'm going to show you everything's built for a 1-1 character. If I go here and go import, if I go FBX and I'll go to my C drive, go into collections. These are my characters here. I can't load my own character at the moment because the male and the female are the. I have made them. They're working, but because they're human-looking characters, they're they need clothes. I ain't got any. So I'm using this one. It's called CH34. Her name is Helena. She's from Mixamo. I'll put a link for Mixamo under the video, so if you want to download it, you can. I want to say thank you to Mixamo for the character. I like this character. She moves really, really well. So I like her. And she looks really good. So here's the character. So I'm just showing you the size. I'm using the character as a reference for my levels. Because I'll go in here and I'll turn on the textures so you can actually see the character. This is how, as I say, this is how she looks. She's actually on Mixamo. She's a Mixamo character. So inside here, I've got a gap in between the bench and table. She's a 1-1 character, so she's a good size. So if I turn around like this, to make just to see how she would look actually in the game. So as you can see, she fits in the gap pretty well. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can make the gap a bit bigger, but big enough for the character to go in. So the character can basically walk along. She can go into the room. She can turn around, and if I really wanted to animate her sitting down and then working on a table, I can do that. But that's for a different video. I've got 10-minute videos, so I need to keep everything kind of short. I'm just basically showing you the size of my plane. Not my plane, it's actually Blender's plane. I'll show you. Click that. As I said, like I said a minute ago, it's the Blender plane. So obviously everything fits. Basically, everything would snap together. So if you're building a room out of my assets, then everything's already made. I use textures and I use RGB. If something's a particular colour, like green, grey, black, ginger, whatever, then I'm going to use a colour for that. But if it's like a texture, like maybe like a blanket, then I need to use like a photograph for it, because you can't get all the detail on it. But sometimes I do actually model the actual detail into the actual fabric itself. So when I put the colour on it, it still looks great. So I'm thinking, okay, like my leaves, I'll do the same thing with that. And like when I do my leaves, I'll put two colours on it, two tone colours, and then I kind of try and blend them together to make up one colour. But anyway, at the moment I find it a little bit tricky. But I'm thinking if you want not the character, because she's not my character to give you, but you can get the character. So if you actually want the character itself, you can go to Mixamo itself and download the character. So just go to Mixamo, sign up, and then if you want to download the character, you can download it. As I said, her name's Helena or Helena. It's one or the other. But it's a really good character. She moves really fantastic. But most of the characters on Mixamo are on Mixamo. They're really good characters anyway. So I recommend you go and even take a model and just play around with it. So you can do some animation to it. It's up to you. Anyway, as I said, if you want to download, it's actually under the video from my cloud. And if you're automatically using Blender, just look in the search bar for a table. It's called Table Bench and Plane, but if you just type in table, it'll come up. It's a free asset. Just download it and you can use it. So if you get any problem with it, just leave a comment either on YouTube, leave it on Blender, and I'll very much appreciate it. I do appreciate your time, I really do. So hopefully I can make some fantastic assets, and hopefully you use them quite a lot. So anyway, as you say, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, don't subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.